What is the reason that Baba is associated with the Datta Sampradaya?
He is not associated with Datta Sampradaya. People associate him with Datta Sampradaya. Because in Maharashtra, every guru is associated, is connected to Datta Sampradaya. Datta Sampradaya means Guru Sampradaya. All saints are considered forms of Guru, Sadguru. So in that part of the country, they associate him with Datta Sampradaya. Baba is not connected to Datta Sampradaya.
So there's no basis,
basis
from Baba's side in his life for that. So he didn't himself give grounds for that association. And what is your feeling, your opinion about the association of a Kalpat Swami with Baba?
As he was associated with many other saints, he was associated with how he was associated with all the beings.
But there seems
when somebody gave a piece of bread to a dog, he said he gave it to me. He was associated with that. As he was associated with all the beings, and Akal Kurswami was not also an exception. He was also associated with him. And he associated himself especially with all the saints.
I have a question about karma yoga. It's said that one of the Gita's great contributions is the idea of nishkama karma. How would you explain this? What does it mean to work with no desire? And specifically, I'm wondering, if one has no desire in doing the work, then what is the motivation actually for doing it at all? I mean, if one, what is karma yoga?
What I have been trying to make people do here around me is karma yoga. People come, they want to write something, but I never give an assurance that it will be published. They write as an expression of their love. That is what I always do, whatever you like, but as an expression of your love. When people come and do many things here, the so-called contributions, but never they were acknowledged. Has done something, has done something. And people also naturally they go and get into that group. Do something, they do it without being with the desire even to be acknowledged.
For the sake of?
Just an expression of their love, that's all. Not with any desire. The desire even to be acknowledged by me, to be praised by me, even that is also not there. If that is there, it's gone, it is karma. And that is why I immediately discourage it. If anybody tries to draw their attention to what they have done, the small things that they have done, it's not because that I want to put them down, because it is the seed. One has to do things with all the things here around me. They have no other motivation except an expression of their love. Then the love expresses itself purely.
And when it doesn't apply to the Guru in the rest of our life,
then it should be a goal, an ideal.
What?
It should be a goal, an ideal, but it's all very abstract. But usually it should be towards a divine form. Then the love should be expressed like that. It is possible for it to be expressed. There should be some object on which the love has to be manifested.
Shopping, cooking, doing the dishes, writing letters.
Everything.
Is it then the sense of duty, or is it an expression of love?
Expression of love.
for?
For their goal. That's their whole life becomes like that, not their compartmental. From this time to that time, I will commit myself to my Sadguru. From this time to that time, I will commit myself to earning. From this time to that time, to my father, my mother, my husband. This time to this time, my children. No, it's not like that. Everything in the life should become expression of that. They love. They do all the work, but with a difference, as I told yesterday or the other day.
Babuji, because Baba is not in his body, we can't run after Baba. So somehow we have to connect with Baba beyond his physical form. So there must be also ways to connect with the Guru inside, rather than just run after the form. And I'm wondering, if there are other ways to connect and be with and love the Guru.
Actually, that is what here all people are doing in different ways. To make their lives in tune with Baba, he is making it more and more concrete. Feeling Baba in every walk of life, in every step, in every breath.
But that's internal, isn't it?
It's internal.
It's internalized.
And even when the so-called running after Baba, it also should be internal. That should be an external expression of the internal run. If you don't run inside and only run outside, there's no use. That is why Baba himself said it. If you think it is only the form, and Baba is only the form, they haven't seen Baba at all. Even though they stay near Baba, by the side of Baba, lifelong there is no use, that is what he said. It is the internal run. And the external run will be an expression of it. As I said again, an expression of our love. When the love is there, it wants to be expressed, and it expresses itself. Then that is a quality of love also. And it doesn't seem that I keep it to myself. I gave you many examples the other day. You see a small child, you want to express your love. How do you do it? Immediately touch the cheeks, or just kiss the child, or hold it, carry it. Or with the parents, then they bring some new clothes, dolls. Why all these things? A child about 1 year, before 2 years, they can't even understand whether the new clothes or a fashionable clothes or a costly clothes. Nothing. It is our love. Whether you put a 1,000 rupees frock or a 10 rupees frock on her, she will pass you and spoil it. She doesn't know. And if you get angry on her, I have given you a present 1,000 rupees worth. It's no use. For her, it doesn't matter whether it is 1 rupee or 1,000 rupees. Why you give 1,000 rupees frock is an expression of your love. Just as that we react to a child, how we express it. Is it not enough if a parent says that I love my child, but I don't even look at her, I don't even touch her, I don't even kiss her. I love her. Is it possible? It slowly withers away. If it is not expressed, a love which is not expressed, slowly it withers away. Slowly it is faded. It gets weakened. So more and more it is expressed, the more it gets strengthened. That is why I always say, don't press love into your heart, try to express it.
As time goes on, I become more and more aware of my own weakness of character, weakness of mind, weakness of resolve, and the overestimation of my own capabilities, intelligence or knowledge, and so on. And I really need help, Guruji, please. I want to restore humility, at least to be receptive to what you so freely offer. But I feel I come so often with a cup, a bowl the wrong way up, or I come to you with a bowl full of stuff. And I don't know what it is to come with a bowl empty. I want to know, please would you really help and tell me what it is to stand before, kneel before you with an empty bowl.
The only bowl which is nearly empty is our brain. So use it as our bowl and keep it in your hands, that becomes the empty bowl. Just nearly empty is this only. That is the only thing that we can see. So keep your head and your palm and then offer it to Baba. That is the best offering. I had that imagery in those days in my mind that one has to offer the head to Baba, keeping the head. And one day it so happened that somebody showed me a photograph, I think in the beginning days of Tiruvannamalai, in this PPK, that somebody was offering to Kali just a headless, only just the trunk, the body, and on the palms the head is there. That image is so beautiful. I think I was explaining it the other day in Varanachalam, I think. And then the next day, I think Ivan or something, that they showed me that picture. So that is the empty bowl. If once that you decide that it is an offering, a bowl which has to be offered to a Sadguru, at the feet of the Sadguru, the moment it becomes clean and empty. It is now also empty, but it is not really empty. There is so much gas in it, so much air in it, worthless air in it. It is more like vanity. And then it becomes really clean and empty.
How to offer that bowl? How to take this and offer it? What does it actually mean?
When it comes to an offering, the focus is on the Sadguru. Then I can give 1,000 examples on that. What prevents the bowl should be really empty? One thing that really affects, because the context has come, when we are doing something which we think we are doing for Baba or for me or for Saipatham or whatever, usually what is happening around me, which I notice, is people are more focused on their own image, how to promote their own image. They are not conscious of it. Simply, unknowingly, the self-interest will come. These things which they do with a selfish motive, that affects.
How can we guard against that? How to guard against that?
You should be always aware of it. What else? Saipatham is a way of life. It is a way of attitude. And it is our aptitude.
Similarly, the magazine is also associated in that sense.
Actually, the whole thing came because of the magazine only. It's not that I named any organization as Saipatham. When they wanted a name for the magazine, I named it Saipatham, that's all. And then slowly the Saipatham started ascript to all the other things also. Actually, Saipatham is the name of the magazine, no other thing. That was the name I gave to the magazine. Why I gave the name? Because this is the thing. But Saipatham means that. I don't call what I do, what is around me is Saipatham. There should be some name to refer. That is why people are referring to Saipatham. There is no harm in it. Good, very good. I would have preferred only simply Sai Baba. That is my first option, always. Because to me, he is the path, he is the goal. But the problem is, I have already given the name to another magazine. That magazine is there running. I started that magazine when I was with my Guru. Their magazine's name is Sai Baba, simple Sai Baba. I put the name on it. When an organization name came, I didn't give it a Saipatham Foundation or Saipatham Society or anything. Sai Baba Foundation. There is no compromise with that name. That is the name. Because that Sai Baba name is already taken, it's registered. So there is a necessity, there was a necessity to seek for another name. Then Saipatham came to my mind. That was in 1986.
And when we participate in satsangs, we all associate with Saipatham, and I don't know, when somebody asks what is Saipatham, apart from telling it's a path of Sai, for us it's very difficult for us to explain what is that. But
Saipatham means the path of Sai Baba. Because we do not know what is the path of Sai Baba, we are following the path of Sai Baba as defined or as expounded, as described by so-and-so. It's clean.
Guruji, in Shirdi, when I saw people going so near you, it's...
I liked the other day when you came. I noticed it. Actually, one thing that I don't object to it is, for many people, I have seen that even for years and years when they do japa and sadhana, they don't get that. Some people get an ecstatic state because they forget themselves, their stature, their education, their social thing, their cultural backgrounds, everything. And when they come rushing there, what happens? Simply the quiz, nothing. Nothing will happen, no harm will happen. But the capacity, the readiness to come, forgetting their own image, their own self, that gives them a beautiful experience to many people. They forget when they dance, for instance, when on the procession, to the tune of Sai Baba's name, I encourage it. A judge, a district judge, a high court judge, they're dancing. How aware, conscious they are about their own social position. But when they forget themselves, they are only Sai devotees. They are expressing their love, their dance. See how their ego, how dilute, how thin, how empty. You asked me about the emptiness. There, our ego is crushed. In Vartalapam, it's a beautiful expression. So when devotees came and then they met Swami Prakashananda and asked him, whenever they offer any gifts, he won't touch it. Such great people are ideals to me. And he never touched any gifts. And then that man asked, is it not said in the Shastras, even in Bhagavad Gita, that whenever you go to a saint, a guru, that you should not go empty-handed. At least a leaf, a flower, a fruit, something should be there, should offer it. And when we offer it with so much love and respect, the devotion, why are you rejecting it? Then he said, yes, it is your dharma to offer, and it is my dharma to reject. They may be paradoxical, self-contradictory, conflicting, but there lies the beauty of dharma. Otherwise, these things of hypocrisy start. Because people get offended, I have to accept the gifts. Because he has offered with so much love, brought it all the way from the States. If I don't take it, he gets offended. So take. Next time, bring. Why didn't you bring? And there is no end to it. No compromise with it. Because it is so dangerous. The world is so tempting. It is always trying to bounce upon you and then pull you down. Like the gravitational force of the earth. You have to create your own vacuum around you. In a zero gravity environment. And that which creates a zero gravity environment around you is Satsang. Like an astronaut who wants to soar high up to the stars. What preparation that he needs is to create that zero gravity environment. If he is not fit, he can't soar high. In order to go up on the spiritual ladder, to the stars. And if you want to become an astronaut, create that zero gravity environment here and then try to practice it.
That principle you just mentioned, is that a principle that we
It is a
in
principle to
zero
me.
gravity should follow?
Hmm?
Is that a principle that we should also follow
Yes, you should also follow it to some extent.
to some extent?
Aparigraha. In this path, one should not even vaguely get the idea that you have sacrificed something, you have given up something. The sense of loss, that is not good. I don't believe in that kind of renunciation at all. Nobody has renounced anything. They got something. I don't see the other side of the coin. Buddha renounced the world. No, I don't say it. Buddha got enlightenment in nirvana. See the other side of the coin, always. When you are coming up the steps, you are going up one by one step. I am going up one step. I am climbing another step. You are gaining one step. But don't say that, oh, my other step is lost. Oh, I am losing 2 steps. Oh, I am lost 3 steps. The process is the same, but you don't get it. It is just like that. Both things happen. These things are also there. You lose. But that is not loss. That is the meaning. And Jesus said that those who really lose will gain me. There, the gain is more important. He wants to stress more on the gain. In everything in our life, there are always the 2 things. When you inhale, you have to exhale. But both together is breathing. Both are needed. But the very purpose of breathing is to get air only. That's all. Not to exhale. In order to get it, it also happens. I am giving up, I am renouncing, I am throwing away. What are you doing? I am throwing away carbon dioxide. I am throwing away carbon. No, you are getting oxygen. You are getting oxygen. Try to see that aspect of it. It is our training, it is our patterns that you see the other aspect. And there you lose the beauty, the aesthetic part of it. It's all, the whole life of the spiritual life is the life of, it's an art, it's an aesthetics, that's all. Everywhere seeing beauty. Rasa. Raso vai Brahma, that is the Upanishad. That rasa, that aesthetic sense is Brahma. In that rasanubhuti, in that experience of that aesthetic beauty, that everything becomes unimportant. Only that his mind is engrossed and lost and becomes empty and becomes full with that beauty. One should have that rasanubhuti, that seeing things, that beauty in it, beauty in everything, beauty in every aspect. It may not be beauty if you say critically. Even a painting of Picasso can be criticized. Those who don't have any idea of what is this painting nonsense. This nose should not be like this. This should be like this. He's missing something there.
Is it because also of the same concept and looking at the negative side that you feel frustrated or find
Negative is also not I don't call it negative because I don't find any other word. I am calling it negative. It is not negative. It is another aspect of it which makes you lose the awareness of beauty, whatever it is. Whether it is so profound, like a Shastra, like scripture, if it makes you so dry and drab, so unaesthetic, give it up. Not that it is bad. If you can be able to try to see that all the scriptures are the expressions of their love. What are they? See? The Vedas clearly say that. What are the Vedas? The whole mantras. What the rishis, the seers shouted in their ecstatic experience of the Brahman. Their utterances. They sang, they danced. Those become mantras now. But what are they? Intrinsically, what are they? They are the expressions of their own ecstasy, the ecstatic love of the Brahman. That experience, whatever you call it. They're all the scriptures are the expressions of it. It's not science, I look at it as art. They're all artists. They called even the divine, the God is also an artist, a kavihi. So everything is a piece of art. It affects the heart, is a real art.
like you're saying, like focusing too much on the byproducts, like instead of appreciating how much we are getting closer to our object of love, instead of looking at that way, we are looking at, oh, I've been with Guruji or been with Baba for this, still this weakness is there, still that weakness is there. And it creates a sense of frustration.
It should be there also. That sense of perfection, that struggle for perfection is a part of the art. An artist, even though he likes his creation, actually he's not satisfied with it. No. I have to make it better. I meant to make it better. To a real artist, there are no finished works. He sees something, imperfection, and a perfection also. And seeing that imperfection in his own thing, he looks it as a beauty. Try to see more beauty in it, not the ugliness in it. In fact, he always tries to see more beauty, because once he created something, the mind gets acclimatized to it. It stops there. So he goes further and further and further. There is no end to it. There is nothing like perfection. Perfection is only an abstract idea. And it goes on, just like a real artist. Not that he says it is a bad piece of art, but he says, still, if you give me some more time, I will work on it, he will say. And it should be there with our life also. We enjoy it. It's so beautiful, but still something should be added to it.
Does that mean we will never experience a sense of completion?
Yes, he feels a sense of completion. And at the same time, it goes on further. That is a state which very difficult to define in ordinary examples. It is such a peculiar state of mind. It is complete, but it wants to complete itself. And the very effort to complete itself is complete with him. That itself gives a sense of completion, a beauty. There is no end to it. It is not incomplete. It is not ending. It is unending. Because it is so complete, you want to go on. And if you realize that it's completely complete, it becomes stagnant, static. No, it should not be static. It should be so dynamic. So it tries to see the ways of creating more beauty in it, more fulfillment, more happiness in it, and it goes on. It is not negativity. It is not dissatisfaction. There is no an iota of dissatisfaction in it, but only the aspect of getting more and more. Actually, the funniest part is, even in Vedanta, people say Brahman means complete, absolute. That is usually the meaning that they give. Absolute. What is absolute? Brahman is absolute. What is perfect? Brahman is absolute, perfect. But the word Brahman itself is not perfect. It is unendingly unfolding, growing, developing. Bruh. It comes from the root, which is unfolding itself. To where? There is no end to it. It is unendingly unfolding, infinitely unfolding. That is Brahman. That is the concept. That was later misunderstood, and then, because people want something, always, concepts should be there. Perfection, goal, path, you should reach there, as if it is a state, it is a station, and you should get down there. But the truth is not that. It is such a state where it is unendingly unfolding to infinity. It is infinitely finite and finitely infinite.
That means we can never, obviously all this literature, everything is trying to express that, but there is no end to what it could mean. in our.
They expressed it rightly. Sometimes you understood it wrongly. If at all I say I object to anything, I object to our understanding of it, not the scriptures. They express it so beautifully, so perfectly. They are all right. They are all great. They are all so profound.
So our understanding is confining what they have expressed.
Just like this, just now what I told you.
To go back a couple of steps.
Okay, go back.
For Baba also, things are endlessly unfolding.
Yes, definitely. Endlessly unfolding.
I missed that.
He is not a static person. No, I don't see him at all. Even if you say that he is perfect, nothing above for him to take, I don't like that. He is so perfect that he is infinitely growing and growing and growing. There is no end to it. What we see is that element of growth, that principle of growth, unfoldment. That is more beautiful. I don't like to see him as a plucked flower. It's a flower on the tree.
So he embodies that principle,
He embodies that principle.
and nothing is ever complete.
Nothing is ever complete. But every time it feels as if complete. But it goes on, completing itself. The complete trying to complete itself. That is the beauty of the principle.
Isn't all life doing that?
Yes. Yes. Unless we understand this principle of rasa, this aesthetics, and that complete trying to complete itself, the principle of beauty, that we can't understand many of even the scriptures also. That is where everything stops there. The Brahman is perfect. The whole world manifested from it. Why it manifested? Maya, illusion, delusion, ignorance. Why? To whom that Maya? He manifested the whole world from himself. Why he has to manifest? Why? Is there no work for him? If the Brahman is really complete, fulfilled, satisfied, why he has to manifest himself in these so many forms? What was the necessity for him? Or if you say it was not the Brahman, it was something else, the Maya, where is the Maya? If the Brahman is everywhere and everything, if it is complete, so it is not complete. Unless you understand this principle, that Brahman, he wants to create, see beauty, he wants to enjoy himself more and more. It is a part of his self-enjoyment. Not that he is incomplete, not that he is finite, not that he is not perfect. The perfect trying to see the perfection, enjoying and experience his perfection. There is a very, very subtle concept. What else? Experiencing what are all the things that you get, and then by experiencing it, try to increase, expand your experience. You are happy. You get only this much happiness. Mind that, and then try to expand it and make it grow. Not with a complaint, not with fear. Instead of focusing on what you haven't got, try to experience it and try to expand it, and it will be given. Whether it is spiritual or mundane, whatever.
When you say try to expand it, you mean just by focusing on it itself, a natural expansion would take place? Or
Enjoying it, experiencing it, it will come, it will grow. What else?
Baba. Is that something like
Yes.
same kind of thing?
The other day I was actually wondering that who translates Spurana into Kravya? There are two words in Sanskrit. Many people get confused between Spandana and Purana. But Spandana means Father. The exact literal translation of Spandana is Father. Purana is different. I explained to you the other day.
Yeah. Is that something that everybody has?
But it was such a vague Purana. For Bhagavan, it was such a strong Purana. You almost remember it. It almost rings a bell. But for us, the bell is ringing, but you don't hear the bell. For him, you have the bell. That is what I always say about the abstraction of fulfillment. He called it Arunachala, and I call it fulfillment. And that abstract sense of fulfillment gets concretized when you come in contact with effort. When you see Baba, when something triggers, just like the name of Arunachala, triggered at that time in Bhagavan's heart, his Purana became more manifest. For us, this becomes here. So I get the peace, I get happiness. No reason. Life. And you can't stop loving him. You become helpless in loving him, even though sometimes you don't want him. You're trying to find reasons why not loving him, right? How not to love him. But still you become helpless. That is the problem. Okay? Right? You're right. It's what I mean. That is correct. And in fact, Bhagavan's life, what he did was in fact what I am saying right. Everybody has an abstraction of fulfillment. When they come in contact with the Guru, it will be triggered. And the whole, our life becomes a concretization of that abstraction of fulfillment. Here, we are sitting at his feet, a great man who lived what I was saying. He showed us that.
In Bhagavan's lifetime, what was his first when he came in contact with the Spirit?
Faith.
So what was that faith? What allowed him to contact?
For him, he suddenly had Arunachala. He had it many times, but that's fine. Suddenly something happened with him. And then afterwards, he got more concretized. At least the struggle, the eagerness, the fire to make it more concrete, become more stronger, more concrete. It ceased to be, the fire ceased to be so abstract, and then he started finding in search of his father or Arunachala, whoever it is. His object of fulfillment, his object of love.
That hearing the name, that's the initial contact with the Satguru for him.
Everybody, it should be like that. You would have heard about the name. First you would have had that, we don't want to. It doesn't may mean anything to us. Next time, okay, I would want to dissolve the Sai Baba devotees. He's doing bhajan. We are Buddhists, we are Vipassana, we are meditators, we are Brahmans, we are mantra, this tantra, this kind of sadhanas we are doing it. And again you hear it from somebody. It doesn't mean anything to you. But suddenly that one day that you get the funny idea, why can't we go and see him? There the problem starts. And people are drawn by different, various pretexts. Sometimes it is only hearing the name, sometimes a suffering, a problem, some ill health. These things become the triggers for them. Many people come because of that. They are only pretexts. As I told you many times, they are only the pretexts. The real text is the love.
Guru, why is the human mind is not always consistent? Always changes.
Because it is human mind. It's the nature of the human mind. Because it is mind, besides it is human, it is not consistent.
What is normal spirituality?
Normal spirituality. Whatever it is, normal spirituality is expanding, and experiencing more and more the happiness, the love which is triggered in you by a Sadguru. What you have to do here, what you are doing, what I am telling you is, people are getting, or will get small, different amounts of love from Baba. Small amounts maybe, great amounts maybe, whatever amounts. And try to stick that amount and try to expand it. Try to think about how to make this small amount bigger. In which bank it will become more interest. Make it bigger, make it bigger, make it bigger. Make it a good investment. That Baba has given you. Make it as an investment and try to expand on it. That is what we are doing here. That is, as I explained to you before, principle of Brahman, principle of divinity. All the Shastras said this. And while you are doing it, and when all your life becomes a part of that expression of your love, then everything becomes nishkama. Otherwise, the most unreasonable, irrational statement in Bhagavad Gita is that do your activities without any desire. Just think of it. How anybody will do it without a desire? Desire means what he didn't say desire. That is not actually he meant by it. Thinking about the result. That is what he said. People interpret it like that. Nishkama karma means activity done without any desire. No. Activity done without a desire for thinking about the result of it. Worrying about the result rather. Getting too secure and worried and fret and fume about the result. And how it is possible? Normally it is not possible. Out of question. We have to do it as an expression of our love. I ask you to write a book, edit satsangs, to do this, what else we do. Whatever your expertise in a particular field. He is an architect and somebody is an artist, somebody is a writer, somebody is a good wash disher, whatever it is. Somebody likes to cook. Nothing is greater or nothing is lesser. To me, all are the same. A clean glass, a tumbler, a plate which comes out of the kitchen, to me as important as Sridi guide. There is no difference at all to me. Because they are both should be your expressions of life. Of course, some may be useful to others. That is a different matter. In that sense, not equal. Your expressions of love. People cook. There is no guarantee that I take it. People write. There is no thought even. There is no guarantee that it will be published. How many plans that he made? Maybe 1% was actually implemented. Ask him. 1%. We do it. Why we do it? Because we love to do it. Because it is the way to connect ourselves to Baba. It is our expression of love. That is the end. That is the means and that is the end. We got the result. By doing it, you get the result. Not that it is result oriented. It is not a path in order to get a result. The path itself giving you the result. By doing it itself, you are getting the result. That is Nishkama Karma. That is Karma Yoga. I don't call it Nishkama, Karma Yoga. Activity itself is yoga. Whatever you do, writing book, washing dishes, This is yoga. And I am making in my own limited way, making you all do this Nishkama Karma without telling you that it is Karma Yoga. Because if I tell, it means I should not talk about this actually. Because you put the question, I am talking. Because you lose the thrill of it. I always want people to do things without their knowledge. I want to strike them unawares. Everything in our part, when you go to the office, it should be part of your job. And you do it. You do it perfectly. The best.
But most often, what I think is my best is not necessarily the best.
That will not be. That is why I never complain about the quality. So far, I never complained about in the quality of work. Efficiency or inefficiency, no. How they did it. First try to practice it with those things which are connected to Baba. This becomes the practice. Because the world is so deluding that you can't get the point there. It's very difficult. So we get the practice here. It's easy here. Because here we have a goal, we have love, we have a focus, and you can do it. And this is all the practice. How you can apply it. Once that the mind knows the taste of it, it gets this pattern here, then it can apply it to other walks of life. Then as I said, everything, our being in the States, having a flat, having a car, going to the office, working, everything becomes an expression of our love. But what we have to concern is about the love only, that's all. Once that love is there, it expresses. If that is not there, then we simply call things as expressions. Without love, hollow expressions will be coming. So take care of the love, and Baba will take care how it will be expressed. And be ready to express it. Be anxious to express it. Be eager to express it. Grab every opportunity to express it. The more you express, the more it becomes strong. The more it grows.
But most of the time the opportunities are presented when we are sometimes not ready. Okay, just before I fly to US, if somebody says, okay, that Guru Bandhu needs this, can you go get it? I know that I don't have enough time, but still I want to do it. But I know I may not be able to really, do as much research had I had time.
That is our, again, old habit of achievement, sense of achievement. Once that sense of achievement comes, you lose the art of it. You stop enjoying it. And it kills your efficiency also. I think in many satsangs I have given some examples how the sense of achievement kills our efficiency. Is it perfect what we are doing? Maybe some mistakes are there. We have to see that and how people will think about it, how this will be presented, how this is like that. The more you think about it, there will be mistakes. One or two examples, the normal 1000 times I have given these examples. Speech. Everybody speaks, everybody expresses. When you are at home, you give lectures. Now we go home and then one of your friends asks you what Guruji has said in that satsang. Then you give a lecture. He said that they exist and that beautifully explain and expound. And that friend gets so much enchanted by your discourse. He says that, oh Prakash, I will arrange a meeting tomorrow. There will be a big gathering and give a discourse, a public speech on it. There comes the problem. Once you go on and stand on the dais, nothing comes from the pulpit. Guruji, last time in the States, you say, sorry, in India, when he gave a satsang in Shirdi, no, not in Shirdi. What is that name play? Tiruvannamalai. It goes, everything, the mind becomes blank. If I get everything, names of the places, even my name also. Your natural capacity to speak is hindered, is gone. The moment it becomes a feat, an achievement, an act of doing it. And then another normal thing, even that we learned at the age of 1.5 years, walking. We all walk. And if, for instance, if I just draw a 3 feet line, 2 lines with the width of 2 feet, from this wall to that wall, and ask you, come on, walk without stepping outside the line, you can easily walk, even run, even 1 foot. Oh, you can do feats there. Oh my God, what feats you are doing. You are really wonderful. And then I will make a 3 feet width of a plank from this house to Alison's house there. And then come on, walk there. Can you walk? You have the capacity, you have the ability to walk within the space of 3 feet. Naturally, you can do feats also. But what hinders that when you want to walk on a plank? That is what happens. With this sense of achievement, the sense of insecurity, the sense of getting the result, that it kills our efficiency, our capacities, our faculties, and stops us enjoying the life. Here you walk and you enjoy, you make feats and you are happy. There, oh my God, what happens if I fall down? That will be more, what I said, the other aspect of it. If you focus on walking, here you are focusing only on the walking, you walk happily. The same thing. This is what is happening, but with a difference. So I don't give any room for the sense of achievement. Usually I don't praise people. If I praise means I'm spoiling them. Huh? What else? Is it clear? You do your best, that's all. As I told you, I always remember that. Just to think whether the uncertainty, whether we will be there tomorrow or not. Who knows? Then what happens to all these things? Kare Rajulu Rajamulu Galgave, Vareri, Srim Mutum Gatukuni Potangazare, and Potanajubility. Always we have to remember. What happened to all of them? And in this short span, okay, I have a full life by Baba's grace. Because Baba is there, he gives me full life. No problem with it. I will live 20 years more. And then does it mean that the 20 years Baba has given, we have to live in this kind of life, wretched life? Happily live as if that there is no tomorrow. As if there was no yesterday. This moment is the real truth, is the real reality. Live a fulfilled life with art. Live like an artist.
Guruji, in essence, what happened with Pundi Swami for you? Was it something that was subtracted? Something that was added?
I don't know what happened, but I was happy. I am happy. I have been happy.
What was the difference before
nothing
and
in the
after?
world is capable of disturbing me, disturbing that happiness. That's all happened. What he did, I don't care. That is his headache. Why I should bother about it?
What was the difference before and after?
Before, at least, I had that. Achieving something. Not having something. To get something. Worried about my own concepts. something I want. I don't know what it is and how to get it. There, how he did it in that way, that how I got it and what I get it, even that is not my concern. If I start thinking about it, that means that I'm not. I don't feel like doing it. Even some ideal curiosity. Of course, it is ideal curiosity. Of course, not ideal curiosity. Ideal curiosity. What he did and how he did and these things. Even that is not coming to my mind. And some people come to me even and then they say that you have done it to me, Guruji. I don't know what I have done to them. Honestly, I'm telling you. It's happening. Baba is doing it. I know I'm not doing it. I'm happy it is done. And if it is not done, that doesn't disturb my happiness. I know why he is not giving. Why even that botheration to know the mechanisms of it? Happily enjoy it. I got such an inheritance, happily enjoy it. I am enjoying it. If it is something given to you, take it and happily enjoy. This intellectual answering, I don't believe in it. I know what you got. Focus on that. Make it as an investment. Try to experience and grow. Make it grow. Be happy. Why I am sitting here? Because it makes you happier. There is no other reason. I am not here to uplift you, to teach you, or give a discourse. No. Simply because you are like to sit with me and I also like it and we are all happy as it is. To me there is no other significance or meaning in it. Because it makes you happy. There is no giving, there is no guarantee, there is no warranty. There is no principle of faith, trust, nothing. Stick to your experience, whether it is small or big, and if that gives you happiness, happily live. I want to see happiness everywhere, beauty everywhere, fulfillment everywhere. It's not that amount, calculation. What else? Oh my God, some people start thinking.
ఒకసారి బాబా అనగానే మనకి లైక్ షిరిడి సమాధానం ద్వారకమైంది జ్ఞాపకం వస్తూ ఉంటుంది. బాబా నామని చెప్తుంది కానీ ఒకసారి బాబా అంటే ఏంటి అనిపిస్తుంది. బాబా చేస్తాడు అంటే ఒకసారి బాబా ఏంటి, బాబా ఈ రకంగా వస్తుంది అంటే తీసుకోవాలి. బాబా ఎక్కడ ఉన్నారు ఏంటి వస్తుంటారు.
He's asking who is Baba, what is Sai Baba? This is his question. How have to understand Sai Baba? I'm not able to just figure out who he, what it is, what is he. I'm saying that he is the one who takes care of us, like a watchman, always looking, like our eyelid guards our eye. And he is the one who is anxiously, avidly waiting that when we will become free of all these patterns, and then ask him what he wants us to ask. Always waiting expectantly when they will ask. That is Sai Baba. So patiently. He asks us to give him patience. We don't give it. So he gives us. That's our Guru. What can he do? If we can't give, he has to give. He gives us and then takes. Come on, give a taste that one. So he is full of saburi. And he is so persistent. Whatever that we do, He persistently, he'll be waiting and he does it. That is Sai Baba.